Daf Yomi, Talmud Bavali, Tractate, Bava, page 7b at the top of the page, starting with the words Afilu Porta Nami, lowly sporile. The Gemara asks, but if that is the case, we should not provide him with even a slight amount of poor man's tithe, since his assets, based on their market value, have a high value. He is not to be classified as a poor person. And the master, Rabbah, said concerning this, no, the halacha that he is provided with only up to half the value of his assets is necessary in a case where he cannot sell due to seasonal fluctuations in price. This is because in the days of the month of Nisan, which is the beginning of the harvest season, the market value of land appreciates, and in the days of the month of Tishrei, a time when the harvest had already been reaped and it is too late to prepare the land for the coming year, the market value of land depreciates. Consequently, everyone generally waits until Nisan and sells only at that point. But this person, since he is in need of money, sells his land in Tishrei according to the current lower market price. Accordingly, based on the current market prices, his assets have a low value, and there is justification in regarding him as a poor person. Yet, since if he waited until Nisan, as everyone else does, his land would have a high value, he cannot truly be classified as a poor person. Therefore, he is permitted to take only as much poor man's tithe as will cover his losses. The Gemara explains why he is permitted to take only up to half the value of his land. Since it is the nature of land to depreciate up to half its value, and it is not the nature to depreciate more than that, he is entitled to take a poor man's tithe that is worth up to half the value of his land, and the rest he can supplement by selling his land at its current lower price. Abaye uses a similar distinction to resolve the contradiction he raises. And here also, with regard to damages, if one considers a case where the injured party comes to collect his damages during Tishrei, his legal right is to collect payment from superior quality land. This will be a relatively large amount of land owing to the current seasonal depreciation in its value. But if the injured party says to the one liable for the damage, give me slightly more land of an intermediate quality instead, then the one liable for the damage can say to him, if you choose to take superior quality land, as is your legal right, take a large amount in accordance with the current market value. But if not, and you wish to take intermediate quality land, take according to the future value of Nisan, after it will have appreciated, which will mean you will be entitled to a smaller amount of land. This can be used to resolve the contradiction. The phrase of the best of his field, which indicates that payment is made only from superior quality land, defines the injured party's basic rights. The term he shall recompense, which indicates that payment may be made in any form, is referring to a case where the injured party forgoes his rights. In such a case, the value of the land or item he agrees to receive is appraised based on its appreciated value at the season when it is generally sold. Rav Acha Bar Yaakov objects to this suggestion. If so, you have weakened the power of injured parties with regard to intermediate quality and inferior quality land, as by agreeing to receive land of a lower quality than that to which their rights entitle them. They will actually receive less land, since the land is then appraised based on the appreciated market values in Nisan. Such an opinion is untenable, as the Merciful One states that injured parties collect from the best quality land, clearly intending to enhance their rights, and yet you said he cannot also collect from intermediate quality and inferior quality land, unless he agrees that the land should be appraised based on the appreciated Nisan values, thereby lowering the value of his payment. Rather, Rav Acha Bar Yaakov said, if there is a case to compare Rabba's distinction? Is it not compared to a case of payment of damages, but we can compare it to a case of a creditor who comes to collect the loan during Tishrei? His legal right is to collect from the borrower's intermediate quality land, which will be a relatively large amount owing to the current seasonal depreciation in the value of land. But if the creditor says to the borrower, give me slightly more land of inferior quality instead, the borrower can say to him, if you choose to take the intermediate quality land, as is your legal right, take a large amount in accordance with the current market value, but if not, and you wish to take land of inferior quality, take it in accordance with the future appreciated market value in the month of Nisan. This would mean that the creditor would be entitled to a smaller amount of land. But Rav Acha, the son of Rav Ika, objects to this suggestion. If so, you have locked the door in the face of potential borrowers, as according to your suggestion, the creditor is in a disadvantageous position. He can say to the borrower, were I still to have the money I lent you, I would be able to purchase a large parcel of land in accordance with the current depreciated market value. So why, now that the money is with you, should I be forced to purchase land in accordance with the future appreciated market value of the month of Nisan? If people are penalized as a result of granting loans, they will cease to do so. No good deed goes unpunished, as the cynical or sardonic statement goes. Rather, Rav Acha, son of Rav Ika, said, if there is a case to compare Rabba's distinction, we can compare it to the collection of a woman's marriage contract, where she comes to collect during Tishrei. As a woman's legal right in a marriage contract is to collect payment from her husband's inferior quality land, which will be a relatively large amount owing to the current seasonal depreciation in the value of the land. But if she says to her former husband, give me slightly less land of intermediate quality instead, her former husband can say to her, if you choose to take the lowest quality land, as is your legal right, take a large amount in accordance with the current market value. But if not, and you wish to take land of higher quality, take in accordance with the future appreciated market value in the month of Nisan, which will mean you will be entitled only to a smaller amount of land. The Gemara returns to examine the contradiction raised by Abaya. In any case, the original difficulty still remains. Rava said, whatever he gives the injured party as payment, he must give him of the best of that type. For example, if he pays in bran, he must pay with his best quality bran. And this is the meaning of the phrase, of the best of his field. Accordingly, the contradiction is resolved. The term he shall recompense indicates that payment can be given in any form, but the phrase of the best of his field indicates only that whichever form of payment is used, it must be of a superior quality, and not as Abaya initially understood it, as limiting the form of payment specifically to land of superior quality. The Gemara asks, I think we might have to do a part B due to a few reasons, due to batteries and my own personal batteries. So we'll continue on Daf 7b, part 2, in a few moments.